Hey everybody, this is Terrence from Space Coast Tortoise. Today I wanted to go over tortoise hatchling care and tortoise behavior. So for my tortoise enclosures, I like to use large black mixing tubs from Home Depot or Lowe's. They are typically about $12 or so, very inexpensive and very effective. I will also use the Exoterra light bracket, which I fix onto the inside back area of it. Now I use the ZoomEd dual lamp. I have one UVB bulb and one heat bulb. Very happy with this product, super reliable. So when it comes to the substrate in your tortoise enclosure, you want to stick with a mixture of topsoil, reptibark, orchid moss, and coconut dirt. With this mixture, it allows the moisture to stay below the surface, and on the surface it's nice and dry. This way, a tortoise will usually stay, for the most part, dry, but if they'd like to get a little more humidity or a little cooler temperature, they could then burrow underneath the soil where it's a little more moist. So you'll notice here that I like to add bricks and flat rocks underneath the heat lamp in the enclosures. This way, when a tortoise comes to bask, it gets heated from above and below. So you'll see here that around the shallow water dishes, I like to add rocks around the base. This helps keep the water cleaner by knocking the dirt off of their feet. Now, regarding calcium intake on your tortoises, I do recommend getting a cuttle bone. You're probably going to need to replace them about once every 2 or 3 weeks, maybe, depending on the size of the tortoise and the size of the cuttle bone. I also feed the ZoomEd Repticalcium with the D3. Great product. I will usually feed about twice a week, and the D3 is important because it helps the tortoises actually absorb the calcium. Now, you do want to be careful that you don't overdose your tortoise on calcium. The calcium will then be deposited into the tissues and the joints, which is really, really bad for the tortoise. Now, with any tortoise enclosure, you definitely want to have a humid hide, half a log, just any kind of cave, or even just a sideways flower pot. You want to put some moist orchid moss inside there, and this will provide a nice dark, humid hide for them to go into if it's just too hot outside. Now, I have people on Instagram asking me, should I get one tortoise? Should I get two tortoises? What's the difference? Now, naturally, tortoises are solitary animals, so they will be absolutely fine just being by themselves. Now, in nature, it is possible for them to establish certain colonies within a locale. Now, these tortoises can be extremely social with each other. They will actually remember encounters that they've had with certain tortoises, so they know whether to react positively or to just avoid that tortoise altogether. Tortoises usually greet each other by touching noses and kind of sniffing each other. Believe it or not, tortoises actually do have an incredible sense of smell. When I come out with the food, they're all kind of sniffing the air and kind of tracking where the food's being placed. Now, this is Ripley, the Burmese star tortoise. They are a grassland species, so I typically stick with hibiscus flowers, leaves, weeds, grasses, and I also like to supplement their diet with grocery greens such as arugula, collard greens, or baby romaine. Occasionally I'll add squash or carrot or zucchini. I will also add both Missouri and ZoomEd tortoise jowl in their diet. This way they get all the nutrients they need that I may not be giving them. Now, food you're going to want to avoid are really spinach, kale, any plants of the brassica group, including broccoli, cauliflower, and what are those things called? Brussels sprouts. All right, guys, so if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. Also, I have an Instagram for you guys to check out, Space Coast Tortoise. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at spacecoasttortoises@gmail.com. See ya.